The Travel Bug Girls have partnered with A Little Nitty, a local yarn shop in Milton, Washington, to create some incredible trips that you are going to love. Each trip is designed to check all the boxes for yarn and fiber lovers who want to take their crafting on the road or the high seas. So grab your favorite yarn and get ready to pack your bags. We have Nitty Adventures coming in May, August, and October of 2025. To find out more, visit travelbuggirls.com/nitty-adventures. Welcome to the Travel Bug Girls podcast, the show where we dive into the world of travel, exploring everything from expert tips and insider secrets to unforgettable destinations and the latest trends. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or planning your very first adventure, we've got you covered with the advice and inspiration you need to make your travels truly unforgettable. So sit back, relax, and let's take your travel planning to the next level. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Travel Bug Girls podcast. We're glad you guys are all with us today. Welcome. Today, I have Heather, Kara, and Cassie with me, and I'm your host, Kimmie. And today we are going to talk about a fun/annoying topic, navigating the world with strollers. So I personally have a stroller story. When my two youngest were little, we went to the Gaylord Opryland Hotel in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And we had them in a stroller. And that hotel is the most difficult place I have ever been to manage if you have a stroller or if you were in a wheelchair and needed to get between floors. So there's like one, it felt like, hidden elevator in each section, so to get up and down between the floors. So you have to coordinate. I don't know if y'all have ever been in this hotel, but it's huge. Like it has it has trees and gardens and a waterfall and
a mall,
restaurants.
Right? Yeah.
No, it's the hotel. Like the hotel rooms all open out into this middle area. But it's all so like, yeah, it has a little river that you can get on a boat and ride around inside the hotel. So it's big. And to get between floors, there is a lot of stairs, but there is really only like one elevator per section. So you have to go and you have to like usually go out of the area with the plants and trees and go into the more like part where the hotel rooms are. Find the elevator, go down, come back out to where you get around and like navigate to go to the next section because it's kind of in like little connected sections. It was awful. I mean, and when it's in a busy time, it's hard to get around in there anyway because there's a lot of people and it can get crowded like during the holidays and stuff. But especially trying to go and find the elevator to go up. Finally, I got it to the point where I was just get him out of the stroller. I'll just carry the stroller down the stairs, carry the kid. Like, it was terrible. It was so. I was like, I will never ever bring a stroller to this hotel ever again.
I feel like that is kind of like a catch-22 with the strollers. If you have a really good kid that is really good at holding your hand and you don't have to worry about them, darting off into that crowd of people, you kind of see a stroller as a hazard. However, if you have another child that you're constantly worried for their safety, a stroller is a nice place to confine them. And you feel if you're like, especially in airports, I feel like in airports, I'm always like anxious.
Yes.
I have two children. So my oldest child, he's always been fantastic at listening. I never had to worry about him running off doing things he wasn't supposed to be doing. My second child is like, is he in the bathroom? Does somebody have him? Like, is he talking to strangers? Is he taking candy from strangers? Like, so he's very much needs to be in the stroller.
Mm-hmm.
And, kids, they wax and wane on whether they want to ride in the stroller or not. I feel like my oldest
True.
child never rode the stroller till he was 4 years old. He ran everywhere. But my baby child, like, he likes to snack and he likes to luxuriate and he likes to have the stroller that lays all the way back. And so he can watch his phone and eat his snacks. So that is, I understand. We went to Universal Hollywood last fall, and it seemed like those elevators, it's all on a hill, so everything's escalators. You go and, like, there's a area of the park, and then you got to go down the escalator, and they're like I feel like steep escalators. So we went you had to go completely out of the way to go to the elevators to get, from one place to another. So me and my husband have always been pretty good at communication with the stroller. I hate to push a stroller. I hate to push anything. I hate to push a buggy. I hate to push anything. So he's usually the pusher. So if he's the pusher, I'm the puller. So if we're going to go down something, an embankment, steps, whatever, I grab the front of the stroller and he gets the back of the stroller. So we eventually just rode the escalator like halfway. We went down two, and it was so cumbersome, like you said, to go completely out of the way to the elevators, wait in line because you have your people on scooters and your mobility people. So you have to wait. Those elevators aren't big, so you have to wait. And so eventually, like, by the time we got to the third set of escalators, we're like, we're just I'll grab the front. We'll just go down this. So I do think it is the catch-22 with strollers. Like you said, I worry in crowds. But it is also a pain for everybody to be like, look at this person coming with this stroller thinking they've got the right of way.
It is funny how there are some places that are so much better with a stroller. An airport's a great example. And then there are other places that are a nightmare. Like we've done a lot of traveling in Europe, and Europe's difficult if you can't walk. If you can't walk, period. I mean, like, if it's not your own two legs powering you, it's difficult. So yeah, anybody with mobility issues, which has been me at times, anybody that is on wheels, you're in trouble. It's rough. And so the worst place we ever had trouble was actually the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. Now since then I've been in places that I was like, oh, thank goodness we don't have a stroller here. But that during a time when I had kids in strollers, the Musée d'Orsay is an absolute nightmare because it's just the buildings are ancient. They're built way before anybody was going around on wheels. And so it's not designed for that. It's big staircases or narrow staircases, and there's like you said, one elevator that's on one end of the building. So you get all the way to the other end and then decide you want to go to the next floor. Well, you're going to have to make your way back to the elevator and wait in line, and it's barely big enough for anything. And yeah, and actually I feel like now they have a policy, no strollers. There's some museums now that say no strollers in this museum. It doesn't work. So I can't remember exactly if the Musée d'Orsay is that situation, but it would make sense to me if it was, because it's just some of them are so complicated. Unlike the Louvre, which is massive with big wide open hallways and escalators and elevators, and yeah. So some places are just hard to navigate. Cobblestone streets too. Anywhere that's cobblestone streets and big high like granite curbs, beautiful places. Don't want to be there with a stroller or in heels.
Let's talk about some different stroller types for travel. Like back in my day, my youngest is now 13, so I did have a double stroller because my youngest two were 15 months apart. Thank goodness. So I had like a sit one and then a one that the baby seat would fit in, and I could ride them all together. But for like when we went to Disney, we just bought 2 umbrella strollers for them and had the little clips. I could like clip them together and make it one. But now there's like all kinds of amazing strollers, and there's like the big stroller that's like a traveling playpen. It's just like a big rectangular
Wonderfold, I think is what those are called. Yeah. Disney doesn't allow wagons, just FYI.
Do they allow those? Is that counted as a stroller or wagon?
I think if you get like special, like if there's a reason why your kid has to have that, like a disability access type thing, I think you can, because I've seen them there. I just don't see them a lot. Disney actually has stipulations on strollers, but I don't know that anybody pays any attention to them, because I have seen some massive strollers at Disney.
But it would be bad if you showed up and somebody was there policing it, and they were like, "Sorry, turn yourself around. You're not coming in here." That would be
a nightmare.
Yeah, my friends that go to Universal, they take the playpen stroller thing. That's like the big.
Yeah, Universal doesn't care. It's a free for all of it.
Yeah.
My favorite.
And so they can carry all their stuff around.
We had a double stroller, but it was front to back instead of next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's nice because you're not taking up so much space like in a walkway, but the back one could completely lay down. So we could put the baby back there and cover them up with the little hood thing, and then they could be sleeping. And the front kid is, able to interact and see the world or kick and scream depending on the day.
That's what I had to.
Did you feel like those were heavy when you pushed those?
They were heavy, one of those. But I also had the husband that would push. But let me tell you, the amount of storage that thing could hold. Because I think we've talked about this before, how we are all real stroller fans about the capacity to hold all your crap.
I will take strollers to Disney until my children are teenagers. Nobody will change my mind on the strollers in Disney for the simple fact of holding our stuff.
It holds all your stuff. Mine had like a complete undercarriage that went the entire length. Oh my gosh, you could cram so much luggage. I mean, airports, Disney, those places are that's when you want storage,
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like a traveling luggage carrier, And you can throw some kids in there, but mostly
snacks, drinks. Go buy the extra cup holders. Like buy the extra cup holders. You strap on there. Fan that you get hot. Turn your fan around to like blow in your face if you're pushing.
Ooh man, a portable fan. That's a genius idea.
There's so many stroller accessories now. They've got the fan that just like wraps around the side, and you can have 5 fans going. They have the little sound maker things. Have you seen these? That go on the stroller, and it's like white noise, and it just travels around with the baby, and
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something I use too that's like been a game changer for us that I saw on a Disney some sort of website. Somebody threw a reusable one of those tote bags in the bottom of their stroller, because like as you're out during the day with your stroller and you accumulate a lot of junk, like especially like bubble wands, things you don't want to put down your bag, might get wet, water bottles, etc. If you're getting on some sort of public transportation, or sometimes you have to fold the stroller. So we've been on buses before that's let our kids stay in the stroller and we just hop on and hop off. And then we've been on buses before, like transportation to or from an airport, that we've had to fold the stroller and put it where our luggage goes. So if you've got a big bunch of crap, I know that's always like a hot button thing with my husband, like if we're taking a long time to unload the stroller. So I just take one of those reusable bags and I throw it in the bottom, and then I just throw all my junk in there. And if something leaks out and hits one of those, you don't care to throw it away. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. So that's my stroller. That's my stroller hack, is take a reusable bag, throw it in the bottom. If you use it, great. If you don't, it doesn't take up a lot of space either. So, and those fans and everything that clips on them, when you fold it up, it's going to fly off and it's going to create havoc.
They also have if you don't want to do a double stroller and you have 2 kids, they also have the ones, which maybe they've always had these, but I don't have kids yet. So I observe through my other people's kids. They have all these attachments now to avoid having to have a second carrier, basically. So like you can push a single stroller with the weight of a single stroller and all that, and then you can attach this seat to behind.
Oh, nice.
If your child is old enough to sit, and they just sit on it, and it like holds their feet, they can also like stand up on it if they're feeling wiggly. And it's kind of like scooter type of thing, but without their feet on the ground. And it kind of alleviates the size, the extra weight, but then you still have the undercarriage storage, because it's still the size of like a one stroller. I don't know. Those might be the fancy ones, but I've made a mental note to save up for one of those when it's time, because it's so convenient. Just plop them, and they love it. It's like a ride. It's so convenient.
A long way in the past, like I feel like just the past like 5 years, there's been like this stroller revolution. So many different cool things. So let's talk about some different like places that we take strollers when traveling, like through the traveling process. So like, let's start with airline. Like when you're flying, taking the stroller, what are your guys' tips? Like, do you check it as a baggage? Do you gate check? I personally
gate check.
Always
gate check. Gate check. It's free. Listen, if somebody out there is listening and they've never done this before and they're scared about using up baggage because of your stroller, that's not how that works. You push it right up to the minute you're about to get on, and you gate check that thing. Because here's the thing, it's gonna, like, all these reasons we've talked about, like how we love having a place for the kids, a place for our extra stuff. Do that right up to the minute you're getting into the plane. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Like, all the way down the little thing.
They could be napping. They could be napping while you're all sitting there waiting for 2 hours or whatever at the airport. They could be napping. They could be tucked in with all their blankie and their snacks and their iPad or whatever. Like, they could be blissfully happy. Now, they could be screaming their heads off, kids, but it's nice that you're not having to hold them and carry them through the airport while you're trying to find your gate, and then you're trying to like contain them in the space where everybody is before you get on. It's great. And then you grow right up to the point where you're getting into the plane, and there will be a place right there, and they will have tagged it. You'll tell them, I want to gate check it. They'll give you a tag so that it has your name and your address and phone number. And then you get in that plane. You didn't pay anything to bring that stroller with you. And then when you get off the plane,
ta-da!
Right, don't try to be the first one off the plane unless you have to, because you're going to have to stand there and wait for them to bring it up to that point. But so that's another trick. Unless you're like running to catch, then you might have an issue because you're going to have to wait for your stroller to come up. But our tip was stay in those seats when everybody's shoving and pushing to get off that plane. Stay in your seats with your kids. Hand them one more thing of snacks. Be like, just a second, baby, almost done. Let them unstrap if you have to, and be in your space. But don't be the first person off that plane if you can help it in that situation.
Or if you get off the plane and you don't see the stroller, if there's two of you, have one person take the kids on out of the gate and have one person stay back and wait. Same thing with a wheelchair, because that's a little tight area. Also, there's usually somebody there waiting. So if you get off immediately, you can say, hey, we have to make, a plane. We have to get on another plane. Can we, this is what we're waiting on. Also, we watch for the gate agent to come available, and we go request that tag. We fill it out ourselves and we put it on the thing. That way we're not holding up the line when everybody's, because we always, there's 4 of us, so we're scanning on our phones. That always seems like you take a lot of time. So we always go to that gate agent prior to getting ready to board the plane. We have the little slippy thing, we put it on there, and then, like Heather said, we push them to get on the plane. And if you don't push your kids, we push our luggage more so than we push our children. It will hold all 4 of our carry-on bags. We have moved to almost primarily being carry-on people. I hate to check a bag anymore. But I will say, at first, when my kids were little, I was worried because I had a very expensive stroller. And when you put something on an airline, it is just beat down, and you think, oh my God, this thing's going to be riddled before I get any use out of it. My stroller is 10 years old. It has had a lot of trips. It's been a lot of places, and it has made it.
Yeah. Ours too. Ours was terribly abused. We took it everywhere, in and out, and sand and dirt and everything. And those are built to last. Like, actually, I think the more you spend on your stroller, I mean, maybe there's a limit to that where you get into luxury brands just for the name. But like, typically speaking, strollers are built to be heavy duty. So unless you're buying like the cheapest umbrella stroller, which is meant to be lightweight, so it would be more likely to bend and break. If you're buying the big heavy duty, oh my gosh, it's actually heavy, it's probably going to survive whatever they throw at it. So
if you're also traveling with those large heavy duty strollers, we rent a car, everywhere we rent a car. And sometimes we try to get by as cheap as possible, and I will rent the smallest car that they will literally sell me. And it always enrages my husband, but we have got a car before that we couldn't get the stroller in. And we've had to put it in the back seat with the children. So, just be aware of that. If you have a larger stroller, what your situation's going to be when you get there.
Yeah.
Good to note. What about, have you guys taken any strollers like trains, buses, cruises?
I've done everything but cruising with a stroller.
Nashville.
I would think now I haven't ever seen anybody with a stroller on a cruise, but I could see why that would be helpful for all the same reasons we've already talked about. And especially like when you're on deck and you're trying to control a little one that's maybe one of those runners, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having them tucked into their own space could be a good thing, but I don't know anyone that has done that. So I'd be curious to look into like do they have regulations? Is there a reason I haven't seen people with strollers?
We're going to cruise at spring break. I will report back because
Yeah,
I'm
well,
taking my beast of a stroller.
Yeah,
she's going
doing
to
Disney, so we'll know what Disney has to say about strollers. But I think there's got to be a way though, because especially on family cruising, because the most painful thing we ever watched from the safety of our adults only cruise ship, we watched the Disney ship deboard at a port where everybody was running in the morning at like 7 a.m. to try to get to wherever they were going to start their tours for the day, right? You're meeting up with a boat captain, or you're meeting up with a tour guide or a little bus to go somewhere for your excursion for the day. And these families getting off with their children after they've had their perfect Disney pancakes coming off the Disney cruise ship, and they're already screaming, and they're walking down the gangplank to get to start their day, and the kids are screaming and having meltdowns, and we were sitting there eating like our gourmet food like, ooh, that looks awful. And that is when you would want a stroller, because if you've never cruised, you have no idea how long that one trip is in the morning from your ship to the other end of the pier to start whatever it is you're doing for the day is the longest walk in straight direct sunlight or rain that you've ever seen in your life. If you have screaming children, that's going to be rough. It would be nice to have them all strapped somewhere. So, and probably not to your body because it's hot where you are in the tropics. So,
and on that third or fourth day when you're a little tired, picking that kid up, your back feels it every time. It doesn't matter how good a shape you're in. It doesn't matter how happy you start the day. By the 100th time you're picking that kid up, you're starting to get a little tired. Your back's a little tired.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you pack in your stroller? Do you have like stroller accessories?
I do. I pack a stroller bag in that reusable bag that I talked about. I have started in my Disney stuff. I have a Disney backpack, and then I have a Disney bag. So I always take extra snacks, drinks, anything that I think would entertain, like if we're going somewhere, a bubble wand, like even Dollywood, they have bubble wands, they have things like that. Fans. We have these really large industrial like travel fans. I'm not even kidding. They're made by like some sort of tool brand, but they are fantastic, and their batteries last forever. And we have 2 of those, and they're huge, so we do need the bag for those. And then anything else, like if we're going to be gone all day, I take external batteries for my phones. I'll throw those in the stroller bag just because I'm paranoid about them catching on fire. I don't know, that's crazy, but they get hot. They get hot in the sun. So, extra cords if you would need to charge something. But really the snacks and the drinks are like, that's your stroller. And wipes. I take Clorox wipes for my stroller because like I'm a germaphobe, as I've said many times. When my stroller comes out, because my kid eats off the thing. Okay. So if it's been thrown under the plane and touching God knows what, like I'm not just going to sit him down in that and then let him eat cereal off of that thing, you know, and they put their feet on it, like getting in and out, you know, sometimes they'll put their feet and push themselves. I wipe everything down. Not every time. I don't think I'm a psycho, but, you know, just periodically at the end of the day, you know, clean it off to start the day clean. If I see them do something crazy with on there, I'll wipe it down, that kind of thing. But yeah, wipes, hand wipes, and those Clorox wipes, I always try to keep it kind of sanitary at least. Because I've seen even at Disney, just this is kind of funny. If you park your stroller, you know, the cast members will move it or whatever. I've seen squirrels in people's strollers. I've seen birds in people's strollers, large birds, like large Florida birds on people's strollers. So like I ain't about no nasty bird feet where my kids want to eat. No. But so just know that this happens. And just a Disney stroller nugget of information. If you're going to be somewhere where there's a lot of strollers and your stroller's black like everybody else's stroller, put something on your stroller to make it stand out. I think I've said this before, like I could probably do like Disney strollers on their own because we've rented strollers from Disney. I've rented strollers from outside stroller companies that will bring them to your room, leave them there. You use them while you're at the park, and then you leave them at your hotel and they pick them up before you leave. Fantastic. But like I said, my baby's 4. Like we ain't gonna be using the stroller a whole lot longer, so I don't care if the plane tears them all to pieces. But so we try to get something lighted. I've seen people use those little fairy lights. Some people get balloons. Listen, everybody gets balloons. You ain't gonna look that different with a Disney Mickey balloon tied to your stroller. Your black stroller. Also, that balloon's gonna hit you in the face all day. The balloon's gonna hit you right in the face.
I've seen people use the new, you know how duct tape came out with like a ton of different colors and patterns and things. I've seen people buy some kind of unique duct tape basically and wrap their handles in it. And so then just if the line of strollers all looks the same, your hot pink handles stand out or whatever, or leopard print or whatever you've done. I
think that works with luggage too.
I mean, it's a really simple trick and it doesn't have to look tacky. Like you could do it in a way that looks like it's a design on it or whatever. So that's a different way to make sure. And also if you're doing anything at night, like adding some reflective tape is a good idea, guys, like on the edges, on the wheels or something, so that people on the road can see you. That's also just a safe tip. Like make sure you have some reflective stuff if you're ever in the habit of walking at night places.
I like the idea of putting the lights on it. Like,
I haven't seen that.
That's a great idea.
We use a lot of times the Disney lanyards will come with like a Mickey thing on the end of it, like a light. I have one that I've been using since 2015. Okay, I just buy batteries and put it in the same thing, so we know that that's our light. We've seen it. It has different like strobing effects, so at night that really draws your attention. Like I can spot and I can't see well. I can spot my stroller, and sometimes, like especially at Disney, you'll park your stroller in one place, even if it's stroller parking, and you'll come out and it will not be in that place that you left it. It won't even be in that same general area. So also we like Dollar Tree glow stick. I feel like the more light, and if you have a kitty that's afraid of the dark, like especially dark rides, we did that for a little while. Like we would get the necklaces or the glow stick that they would hold. Pirates of the Caribbean's our favorite, and I had my oldest kid went through this thing with darkness. Like he didn't like the dark for like a year or two, so he wanted to ride it, but he was afraid. So we did the glow sticks, and he would hold it, and he felt like he was, you know, doing something, and it wasn't something that was going to disturb, you know, other people. So I think that's great for their strollers.
That's clever. Too. Clever.
Yeah, that's smart. I like that.
Keeps you from having to buy $30 Mickey glow thing.
Or anything that, like those stickers that you can buy that absorb the sunlight and then at night they'll glow. That's a great idea, because especially like in an amusement park where they're in the sun all day and then you don't have to change anything or turn on a battery or anything. At night it's going to glow now. That's another clever idea. What a neat idea. I hadn't ever thought to do lights. That's a great idea.
We are nearing the end of our time for this episode. So what do you guys have any other like tips or tricks or favorite accessories or anything I was going to say, I always had a big, giant hook. Had one of those carabiner hooks that...
We call it a mom clip.
Yeah.
It's called a mom clip.
That I would hook on that you could hook bags to, you know? You just hook your bag on to carry. What else?
We always had, so we had a double stroller that had a very long undercarriage. So what we used was a bag that was designed to go in the trunk of your car to organize things. And the surface could be wiped down. It was made by 31 back in the day. But anyway, they have lots of these kinds of things now. So I would slip that entire thing down there and it could collapse down. It could be wiped. You could spill all your sodas in it and then wash it. It wasn't a big deal to clean it up. And so going back to your idea of organizing, that was a way I could separate things and keep them kind of contained and organized. And then I could just pull the whole thing out and put it in the car instead of having to pull out like 7 bags. And we're in an airplane, we all had our luggage under there, like Cassie was talking about. But like when you're out at a park or something all day, that's what I would use, because then you could just pull it all out at once. Or at the beach, where you have a ton of random gear you're carrying. The beach is the worst. We didn't even talk about the beach.
We need to talk. We need to talk
about that. I'm not a fan.
Do not
stroller at the beach.
Do not take your stroller to the beach, and do not skimp on the beach wheels wagon.
Yes.
You have to get the one with the beach wheels.
Beach wheels.
They're different.
Your regular, even an off-road stroller.
Yeah.
No.
It
has to be the beach wheels.
Beach wheels.
Yeah. It's a nightmare.
You will be dragging that stupid thing through the sand.
How to ruin a vacation.
You will have to carry it. Yes, it's the worst.
Also, like, I live at the beach, so I see this all the time. Even like another thing for not getting the beach wheels is it's gonna ruin your stroller. Like, sand is the one thing you will never get rid of. If it's not built for it, it's not leaving. It's like glitter, and it's gonna get all in the cracks and crevices. And I mean, I guess any sand, pretty much, unless you're in a sandbox, is gonna be salty. So like, it's not just good old-fashioned sand. It's got salt water and salty air in it, and that salt's going to erode your stroller. Like, either get the one with the beach wheels or some kind of detachable wheel that's made for the beach, or don't bring it, because
don't bring it. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. Listen to us, friends. Don't do it. It is a nightmare.
Yes, we did it last year. We have like a wagon thing, and it has all-terrain looking wheels on it, but when you get it, as soon as it touches the sand, it's just like useless. And so we were like, I was having to carry the front, just carrying the back all the way down to the water, and it literally was like the most irritating. You're hot, you're sweaty, and you
hate everybody and everything by the time you're done. It's awful.
I mean, it might be 3 minutes from the end of the little plank down to the water, but that is the worst 3 minutes.
It'll feel like 30. It's the worst.
The sand is boiling. Like, you don't have time to be dragging a stroller. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yes.
It's terrible.
I'm admittedly not a beach girl, and mostly for walking across sand. Like, walking across sand alone ruins my day. I'm done. I immediately hate it. There is one beach in America where I have not felt that way. And I'm like, what kind of magic sand is this? Like, I'm just walking like it's normal. It feels like that terrible nightmare you have where you're trying to run from whatever's chasing you and you can't move. Mm-hmm. That's what sand feels like to me. But it's also hot at the same time. And something is biting me from somewhere. And I can feel my head blistering. And everybody's screaming for reasons I don't understand. And I'm immediately like, done. I cannot. Yeah, there's no snack that will fix it. I'm done. And so I'm not a beach girl in general. You add 100-pound stroller that refuses to move to that equation, and a grumpy husband. Listen,
recipe for disaster.
We all are like, why are we here? Like, staying home was the better idea. What are we doing? Yeah, it's how we ruin a day on vacation, is trying to take a stroller to the beach. So don't do it.
So I will never. I will. Never.
Don't do it. Or if you live at the beach, if you're gonna vacation every summer at the beach, buy a special something designed for the beach with beach wheels and beach gear and like sand resistant everything. Do it. It will save your life. If you are a beach girl and you're like, I'm gonna go to Gulfport every year or whatever, I don't know. Gulfport's not a place you go, right? I don't know. Anyway, if you go somewhere beachy every year, plan ahead. Buy it for Christmas for yourself. But
or I prefer the wagons that aren't really even built for strollers. They're built to carry all your stuff, for the beach. And then, there's the handle and something about, I don't know if it's the weight displacement. I don't think the wheels are that different, but it is way easier to maneuver. And you can install little buckles in there very easily.
Yes.
Put your kid
or
in there.
lay your baby down to nap after you're there. And there are clip-on umbrellas. Like that is the way to go. I agree.
Yeah. And they're cheaper than those like expensive, fancy beach-made strollers. Get a wagon.
I agree, Kara. A wagon. A beach wagon is the way to go. Yeah.
So basically, strollers can be super helpful if you pick the right one.
And you're on solid.
So you need to plan ahead and think about what you're doing and pick the right stroller for your activity and where you're going and how you're getting there. But we do love strollers. We love strollers to hold our stuff.
Yeah.
Even if we don't have kids, we like them to put our stuff in.
I would say, in general, our team feels like we are most sad about our kids being grown because we don't get to push strollers.
Mostly because we can't put all our stuff in the stroller.
Because we needed something to carry all of our stuff, and now we have to carry it, and that's not fair. Especially when your kids leave and they don't carry your stuff either, and now it's just you and all your stuff.
Yeah.
Rude.
I get it. I take care of people's kids a lot and I don't have any of my own. And I love it's just all, I'm like, man, this is better than a backpack. This is better than, and once they get old enough, they want to help you push it, so then it's just like, great.
Yeah,
you're good.
Listen, if there's a stroller company out there that happens to hear this, contact us. We want to bring back the mom stroller without the mom part. Like, we will be your girls. We will be like, women want a stroller.
Yeah.
Just for their stuff.
We will test out all of your ideas for that and let's do it.
I told you guys about my friend that went down to Universal, and like when she went to Halloween Horror Nights without her kids, she took the stroller to push all her stuff around without the kids. Like, she just took the stroller for the purpose of
I'm here for it. I want it at the airport every time. Definitely.
I pack for everything. Okay. When we go to the parks, like, everybody's got extra outfits. I have to take extra shoes. Me and my husband went to Halloween Horror Nights a few years ago. We were down there. My mom and them were all with us. So me and him went by ourselves. I had to buy something to hold my water bottle because I was like, I'm not carrying this around this entire time. Like, I don't carry water bottles like a caveman. And he had like a little drawstring backpack that I don't even know what we had in there. Nothing, I'm sure. And I was like, look at us. Like, we're not ready for anything. What if something happens? We have nothing here with us and we're so far from our room. Like, we usually stay on property and we were not. And so it is like a major shock to not have, when you're used to having all of the stuff with you, to have none of the stuff with you. But so going through security was a breeze, man. It was like this tiny bag that's got 3 things in it.
We're just out here roughing it. Yeah.
Where
are my extra snacks, Cassie? Let me tell you.
I have to have something to put the snacks back in. Like, we never eat all the stuff. So I will say a little collapsible cooler. And I never buy an ice thing until I get there, because for some reason that is always a problem at the airport security. So, like, don't buy your freezy cold thing to go down in it till you get where you're going. Disney doesn't allow loose ice anymore. So you can't just put, we used to do ice like from the ice machine and put it in a Ziploc bag, but you can't do that anymore. So you got to have a freezy thing. But snacks and things that's uneaten, like that little collapsible cooler, will save you a lot. So that's always something in the bottom of my stroller too.
Pro tip. Well, as we're wrapping up, let's close with our question that we always ask at the end of our episode. So, where are your minds, now that we've had this discussion on strollering, where are your minds traveling today, y'all, as we wrap up? Anybody?
Well, we've had all this talk about Universal and Disney, and I haven't been in a while. I really need to go back. So I'm thinking about Universal Studios and the expanded Harry Potter world and Epic Universe. Ugh.
No. I really want to go there.
Me too.
My brother and sister-in-law live in Orlando, and he actually works Halloween Horror Nights. So once that came up, I was like, oh, I could, when I have a kid, they're all going to help. We're going to Florida and we're going to Universal, and I got 3 helpers, and it's going to be great because, they haven't had kids yet. So
that's right.
he can help me with mine, and he'll know like what's allowed and where I can. So I've been thinking about like a list of that when that trip happens.
Perfect.
We're doing HHN in October. So when you said Universal, like I'm a Halloween girly, so I'm already there. Like, take me.
Say hi to Cody.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank y'all. That was a great episode. I think we had some good tips and good discussion. So thank y'all for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Travel Bug Girls podcast. Be sure to subscribe to get our new episodes every week. We'd love to connect with you on social media. Share your answer to this week's podcast question with us at facebook.com/travelbuggirls. You can find us on your favorite social media by using @travelbuggirls. Want to join our VIP group? You'll find us on Facebook groups under TBG Travel Bugs. Learn more about the Travel Bug Girls and what we do on our website at travelbuggirls.com. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and safe travels. Are you ready to be in the room where it happens? Next spring, your shot at an unforgettable New York City experience is here. Imagine 4 incredible nights in the heart of Times Square, exploring iconic landmarks from Greenwich Village to Wall Street. Picture yourself gazing up at Lady Liberty and reflecting at the powerful 9/11 memorial. But that's not all. This isn't just any trip. It's your chance to witness the revolutionary energy of 2 Broadway shows, including the one you've been waiting for, Hamilton. We're taking care of everything. Round-trip flights from Dallas or your closest airport, comfortable hotel transfers, 5 delicious meals, and easy transportation throughout the city are all included. Don't throw away your shot. Visit travelbuggirls.com to book your Broadway dream trip today. That's travelbuggirls.com. Be a part of history. Experience New York City and the magic of Hamilton.